Yo, I'm going to tell you a story from my childhood that you might have heard before, but first let me ask you a question. Who feels like a failure? What does it mean to be afraid of failure? Failure is like you do something and that you don't get the result that you wanted. But that's not a feeling, that's just action and outcome. Feeling like a failure is what we bring to that outcome. I'm bad, this result is bad, I'm stupid, nobody's gonna love me. And I have always been afraid of failure since I was a little wee lad. For context, one of my sisters is disabled. She was born disabled. She can't walk or talk. She's just a couple years younger than me. And as a kid, I was always worried about doing well, following the rules, getting good grades in school, doing my homework on time. I was like just really hungry for approval, and I would get really stressed or upset if I didn't understand something or if I got a bad grade. Like bad here, bad grade being like anything less than an A. And one afternoon, I came home from school crying from a bad grade I got on some homework, like in first or second grade, when your homework is like fucking, I don't know, draw a tree. And I was so upset about doing badly because I thought my parents would be upset at me and punish me and ashamed of me and like basically that I had failed them. Like you can see, I've had this like deep-seated need for approval like for a long time. And I'm like literally crying to my mom. And she said to me, look, honey, your sister couldn't do this homework at all. She couldn't even like attempt it. There's no way she'd even be able to get a B. And we love her all the same. Why would we stop loving you? Even if you got an F, we'd still love you. And over the years, I forgot that this happened, but my mom reminded me of it recently. And she told me how relieved I was to hear that. Like I literally thought if I did bad on my homework, my parents wouldn't love me anymore. And like this memory, like hearing her remind me of this, like it still resonates with me. Like I still feel that relief and like, oh, I'm still in the good graces. Like I didn't ruin everything. Like unfortunately, I haven't lost that fear of failure yet. At some level, I still feel like if I fail, like I fucked it all up. Nobody's gonna love me. My life is shit. I ruined everything. But when I remember this, like this random afternoon during the school year, I can remind myself that most of the consequences that I've imagined from failing aren't real. Like, is there a possibility that shit hits the fan? Yeah, of course. But that's always a possibility. Even when you're sitting around doing nothing, shit could still hit the fan. Shit could hit the fan right now. Even if you're just sitting around taking no action, stewing in your own thoughts, there's always a possibility that shit is fucked. So in my mind, like the possibility of shit hitting the fan from failing and shit hitting the fan all the rest of the time cancels out. Like there essentially are no consequences to failing. Like imagine that. Oh, so if you don't know, my name is Kirby. I was a software engineer at Amazon for 4 years. And this right here, right now, is where I'm sharing everything I learned about building a one-person business online. Plus video games and whatever other dope shit that I feel like posting. So you might not know or recognize in yourself that you're afraid of failing. It took me actually a while to like recognize that is a fear that I have. I was like, I'm not like afraid. Like I try my best, and if it doesn't work, you know, whatever. But the way that fear of failure manifests, at least for me, is in perfectionism and thinking without doing, like overthinking essentially. Like you're so afraid, like perfectionism is, it's not like this innate desire for quality. It comes from feeling like if you don't get this right and if you don't get this absolutely perfect, everything is fucked, nobody's gonna love you, and it's dog shit and you're dog shit. It's not like this masterful pursuit of the highest quality. Like it appears that way, like that's the external result, but it doesn't come from just an innate desire for high quality. It's rooted in fear and overthinking, like thinking about things without doing anything. It's like, it's kind of perfectionism, but it essentially just keeps you inactive. It keeps you from doing anything because you feel like you have to figure every single thing out. You have to plan the entire thing out in advance. You have to know and anticipate every problem and have a solution for that problem before you can even fucking take step one and get started. And that ultimately wastes more time than just trying and failing a bunch of times. And if you're an overthinker like I am, if you're like a chronic planner, you know exactly what I mean. There's tons of projects that you have sat on and tried to plan out so much that you never even did anything with them. I do this shit still. Like, I still have to combat this. And ultimately what that means is that everything you want is right on the other side of feeling bad or stupid. Like, you don't want to waste time by making something that doesn't work, right? You don't want to feel stupid when things don't work how you wanted them to. You don't want to say or feel like I was wrong. Like, I know this because this is exactly how I feel. But imagine how you would feel if you didn't think wasting time is bad or feeling stupid is bad. Or if you just did something and then it didn't work out and then you didn't feel stupid at all. You just said like, okay, what else can we try? Like, how would that feel if you actually just like looked forward to failing? Because it just means that you're on the right path. Like, if you didn't have that fear, if you just, something bad happened and you were just like, all right, cool. Like, that's just, I don't know, man. It's like such a 180 from how it feels in my mind now to fail. Like, you could look forward to failing because failure comes from action. Action is the only way to get results and the only way to succeed. Therefore, failing is the only way you can succeed. Acting, failing, succeeding. Boom. So if you ever come home from school and you're devastated because you got a bad grade back on your draw tree assignment, just remember that's the only way you can make any progress towards drawing a good ass tree, and you are loved anyway. That's all I got for you today. Happy fucking New Year, brother. Be nice to yourself today. It's okay to fail. And if it's okay to fail, we're good, baby. Nothing can hurt us. Nothing can stop us. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Bye.